Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Right guys, this continue on through from video I did last night. Well, actually, yeah. Anyway, guys, this is the final setup with the two speeds in and the 62mm clutches in. Yeah, so I was up to 1 o'clock this morning doing this setup. Yeah, so anyway, we end up getting the 62mm in. It looked like one stage I was going to have to run that spacer, which you get on the 54 in to bring that bell back a bit. Then I had a good thought about it and then pulled it all apart and fixed up a couple of areas and whatever. Yeah, so all sorted out. Now, the thing is, at the end of the day, the bolt you be using on the retaining clutch shoe holder to hold that onto your crank. I use a washer 1.2 or something like that, thick wise, and I use a mushroom head bolt on it so I got the clearance between the two clutch springs doesn't hit, and that worked a treat. So I had the clearance in here. That enabled, because I had the spacer on later, then I realised, no, I've got a problem with this bolt here lining up wise, and I didn't want to muck around these two bolts, die grinding and all that type of thing to get this backing plate on. So I had a good thought about it. So the original spacers that goes behind the clutch shoes, I did it, so it worked out like 0.2, 0.3 difference thinner, and enabled me to put the clutch shoes on more on the holder, and worked out a mushroom head bolt was the ideal thing, so I didn't have a bonding issue with the springs now. So this will work all right on the 45. So the 71, what I think I'll be doing, so I've got about a mil in the crank with the clutch shoe holder. Got a mil like there, so it's not bopping out, it's not flush, but it steps back a mil. That's why you couldn't use a countersink bolt wise, because it'll bottom out and it won't actually hold you the clutch shoe holder. That's why you had to put a washer. Then I use a mushroom head set up and tighten up. I use the Loctite 660 as the perfect stuff for that, mate. So you don't have a slip or whatever. It hangs on tight. Works a treat. So on the 71, I'll try the new backing plate on first, but I think I'll be taking 1 mil off the back of the crank on the crank snout. The way you would do it would, the easiest way would be to have the engine fired up with no clutch on it. You flap a disc, put a text mark what you need, 1 mil, and have the engine running, and put your 5-inch with a flap a disc on it and hit against it until you take 1 mil off. And that'll give me more room, because the way I want to run it is no washer, and I have a countersink bolt in there, so I don't have a clearance issue with the bolts hitting the springs. Anyway, guys, so that explains that. Now, she's all on. It's actually ready to go, really, but I've got some alteration. So if you look down here, so you got the two countersink bolt screws and that in here. They actually protrude out a bit, or this one protrudes out more. I don't know if I can get a better photo. So in other words, it's hitting the back of this. I need to get in there. These were friggin' tight last night. I was using the hammer to get it on. I'm going, mate, no, there's no way I could put that on. So I end up taking it off, and on the flat spots on the clutch bell snout. Put a worn flapper disc pad on, and on flats on either side. I gave it a lamish on both sides twice. They went on. I still had to tap them on, so this is going to be a little bit of fun to get this off, because I really want to get that bolt out, so get it to sit in more. That way I could take one shim out. It's all shim packs in there. So if I take one out, so what I'm talking about, because if I tighten this right up, which has got a spacer behind here, it's got a space behind there, which is right. Just hang on a moment. See that? That's the right amount. Now, if I tighten it right up, that means I'm causing a little bit of a drag. You don't want to drag there, because you're going to rob power. So the issue is that countersink bolt is causing the issue. Okay, so for me to take one shim out and tighten that up, which should be right, so I have no drag on here, I've got to take that's got to come out. Either if I can get it and just grind a bit out about trying to take this off, I'll do it, but I don't want to take too much material off, because I've got to undo that screw to get it out in the stainless steel, and I don't want to play with that sort of stuff, because you just end up with more hurting problems. So I think I'm going to have to, and I can't get it out because these are on firm, so I might be able to get it out. I'm trying to get this off first before I attempt to grind that, because if I can get this off, then I'll have to find another countersink screw that it goes in more. If not, I'll put it in my lathe and I'll just clear it up a bit, get that in. Once that's in properly, then I could take a shim out. Now the only thing is, I'll just take this off. Okay, this has a plastic spacer hub type of thing on there. I want to take this off and measure it all up and draw it on paper. You can get it in brass, but that bloke, I have tried to contact him on Facebook and he doesn't get back to you. They're virtually impossible to get. I've got a heaps of brass I got hold of, mine gave me. Take this off and make a drawing off this, and then that way if it shits itself today on that spot there, at least I can make it brass. So I'll make a few brass pieces and make a couple for me mate, and have a couple myself, and put it all back together. So it's all ready to go. So I know I've got this on the right way, so I just do the shim properly, the right amount of shims underneath there, puts a Loctite on this grub screw, tighten it up, but fix this issue. This is the problem right there, guys, and you have to address that area and that there. So once I fix that, get that in. I didn't realise it was going to be an issue. It sits out more than that one for some reason. I know it's tightened. So just going to get that out, put a better one in to go in further, take one shim out. That way, once I put that together, this should work out good. You don't want any drag on there at all. Okay, so the other thing, the meshing, is a little bit, after a couple of runs, it'd be fine, but if you want to mesh your gears in quicker, you just put it all up. Obviously, you're going to run the socket and everything to your drill. Get some lapping paste, what you'd use for valve grinding. You are going to make a mess. In other words, put paper around all on the ground and everything all around you. Cover everything up. Use the grinding paste. Use the fine grid and use your drill. Otherwise, take your wheel off so you can get at it, and just turn over X amount of times with your drill, and you'll find you'll get your it'll start to smooth out, and your gears are meshed. That words, you got no binding. The less binding in that, the less power robbing to your engine. In other words, you're going to get max out of your engine. If you got no binding issues, otherwise you should get a really good run. That's why I find you can't have anything binding on a Rovan 7145 or any engine. All right, I'm out, guys, because the video's gone 10 minutes. All right, so I'll talk. We're going to run 2 runs today. We're going to run this and the Torque Master. Right, guys, I'm out, and I'll see you on the next one. Remember, method all matters. May the force be with you, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.